Now, let us begin this course on selling on how to sell your product or service by first getting to the heart of the matter, which is your mindset, how you think about selling. See, now I want to start here because how you think about selling will pretty much determine how successful or not you'll be in selling. See, if you have a negative viewpoint of what selling is, then guess what? You're always going to be hesitant to sell. So let's say that you're there a little bit. You're kind of used to strong-arm salespeople, people always pushing you or pressuring you into buying. I want to be able to shift your mindset from one side to a positive side on how to view selling. So again, it's all 80% mindset, 20% sales strategies or techniques. Let me say that again because I want you to get that. That in the selling, 80% is just a mindset, how you view sales and how you view yourself in sales. That will determine your success. The other 20% is sales strategy and tactics, which we'll talk about later. So again, we need to shift your paradigm on what you think selling is, because again, without selling in today's market, the economy wouldn't exist. It wouldn't move. You as a salesperson, you providing a product or a service, you are helping the economy move. That's the first paradigm shift. You are helping the economy. Now let's talk about maybe a friend that you have who one day comes over or calls you up and has some great news to share with you. And let's say that that great news is that last night they went to a restaurant and oh, it was a great restaurant. I mean, the place was beautiful, the ambiance was fantastic, the food was just incredible. And the desserts, oh, we don't want to talk about that. And then they talk about the service, the hospitality, I mean, just everything from A to Z. It was the best eating out experience they've had in a long time. Maybe you got that phone call. Now, as you're listening to your friend talking to your phone, what are you getting? You're getting excited. You're like, whoa, okay, well, what's the name of the restaurant? What day did you go? What did you order? So you're having this conversation. Now, as the friend's describing this great news to you, what is that friend doing? Think about that. Are they sharing great information with you, great news with you? Of course they are. But really what they're also doing is selling you. Yes, they're selling you on the idea that you should go to that restaurant. You see, selling and sharing are really synonymous if you think about it. When we have something great to offer, great news, we want to what? Share it. So as you look at your product or your service, I want you to think about that. You are wanting to share great information. If you have a great product that you know can help somebody, then guess what? You're not selling, you're sharing. You're sharing something with them that you know that will benefit them. If you have a great service, you're doing the same thing. You're sharing the information with somebody just so it can help them. You get the idea? Are you starting to feel the paradigm shift here? Don't think of selling as pressuring, going to the car dealership and somebody's pressuring you to buy. That's not what we're talking about here. In today's market, studies have shown nobody likes to be pressured into buying anything. I am with you on that. I agree with you 100%. If you're not of that mindset, neither am I. I don't believe you should pressure people into buying. Because to me, pressuring somebody is pretty much a tool of somebody who doesn't really have a great product, right? That's why they pressure you. Because if it was good, you don't need to pressure people. You just need to share the information with them. You with me so far? Third point, we're sharing information. As we're sharing information, let's emphasize the benefits. Later on in the program, we're going to talk about the benefits your product or service offers. We're going to show you how to position that in such a way that you're not pushing, I always say, but you can always nudge. Now register that. In selling, we don't want to push. We want to what? Nudge. Because that's all we want to do. When we share information with people, we're just nudging them to consider what we're offering. So for example, let's say that you offer a pest control service. Well, when you're sharing your information with the residents at a home, guess what? You're sharing with them great information, a great idea, in this case, a great service on how they can maintain their biggest investment, which is their house. Let's say you're selling health supplements. Again, you're excited about your product and that's great, but what really counts is that you're convinced that it will help this person if they have or use your health supplements. If you're selling software, maybe that software can help that small business or small business owner to what? Improve their efficiency in how they do business or how they do their activities today. Again, you get the idea? Let's say you're offering social media services. If you can show the customer how using their service will help them generate more leads, more prospect, then guess what? You're helping them and in turn helping yourself. But again, you get the idea? When you can actually share great information with people, you know you have a great product, you know you have a great service, then guess what? It's time to share. So when we're in that situation where we're sitting one-on-one or one to a group, keep in mind, you're not selling, you're sharing. And if they see the value, which you will present, and I will show you how to do that, if they see the value, then you don't have to push. These are just gentle nudges that people say, you know what, that's a great product, that's a great service, I see it. So from this day forward, I want you to delete your old paradigms, your old model of what selling is. Because if you hold on to those, here's what's going to happen. Let me walk you through it. You're going to be sitting down with the customer and you're going to be selling your product or service. And because you have a negative view of what selling is as you're sitting there, you're going to be thinking to yourself, am I pressuring them? You're going to start second guessing yourself. You say, maybe I'm pushing too hard. Maybe I shouldn't say certain things. Then all of a sudden you start, again, second guessing everything you're doing. And when you start second guessing everything you're doing, you start hesitating. You've seen that, right? When people hesitate. And when people hesitate when they talk, what does that signal to you? That that person isn't confident in what they're selling. They don't really believe in what they're selling. So if we start second guessing ourselves because we have a negative perception or perspective of what selling is, we won't be able to sell. We'll basically undermine our own success. So again, I need you to shift your mindset. You're not selling, you're sharing information. And if the folks can see the value, if the companies can see the value, then you don't have to what? Push. It's just all about nudging by sharing information. That's all you're doing. You see the difference? So I want you to think about this because again, this is the groundwork, the foundation of where we're going to build our sales process. And a sales process is a process where I'm going to show you steps that you're going to take to sell your product or service. And if you can master each of these steps, which I know you can, then guess what? Your selling is going to be more fluid, easier, but the big word is going to be more consistent. And that's what we're looking for. But again, I bring it all back to one thing. It's all about the mindset. 80% of selling is having the proper mindset. We want to share great news with people. We want to share great information. And all we're doing is sharing. And we need to delete, as I always say, old paradigms of what selling is. Let's move on to the next course.